Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. Thought I'd do a little quick back to drawing board, talk about comic books, show you some on the drawing table, do a little live drawing for you. It's kind of a bit of a storm just passed through, so thought I'd jump on now and show you what's on my drawing table. So I have this Cyst, the Skin Grafter, currently on Kickstarter. Go to systcomic.com. We're very close to hitting goal, and when we hit goal, I'm going to reveal the back cover. So you're gonna want to check that out. And yeah, just sharing it right now. Sharing this video. So thank everybody for watching. Do a little live inking. Thought people would enjoy that. That's usually what I do. And I don't know what else to tell you. Cyst, the Skin Grafter, on Kickstarter right now. Go to systcomic.com and you can help us hit goal. We're very close to hitting goal. So I really appreciate all 52 backers that have supported this book. And yeah, if you want to jump in, now's the time. Because your backing, your support could be the person that puts us over. So go to systcomic.com right now. And yeah, hope everyone's having a great night. Feel free to tell me what you're up to. I think it's Monday. I kind of lose track of the days, to be completely honest with you. As we know, living in these modern times, it's hard to keep track of what the month is and what the day is. I was just talking with somebody and they're like talking about conventions, and I'm like, man, I can't believe that the first convention I did was a local show, one-day show, just down the street practically, and that was a really nice start to the season. I thought, I'm like, oh, this will be nice, just kind of shake the dust off and do this little one-day show at the York County Community College in Southern Maine. And then, hey, what's up, Adam? Thanks for jumping on, man. I'm inking this. I think this is yours, right? Remind me if that's right. I think I wrote your name on it. On the back. And so, yeah, I did that whole one-day show in York County Community College. That was a fun little one-day show. Got to see all my friends. Got to kind of shake the dust off. I had big plans. Bought a calendar for all the conventions I was going to do. And traveling and, kind of figuring out hotels and where I was going to stay and with who I was going to stay and how I was going to get to these shows and plane tickets and car rides. And went to Chicago with my buddy Ben Bishop. We had the same flight, same hotel, and that was a really nice show. But I did not know when we were in Chicago that would be my last show of the year. I'm like, oh, jeez. Crazy. And people at that show in Chicago, it seems like forever ago. Seems like a lifetime ago. Ben and I were in Chicago. Yeah, this is yours, dude. I'm working on it. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. If you like what I do, it's what I do. And yeah, it's coming along real good. So I was just saying, I was in Chicago at C2E2, which is a really fun convention. I'd never been to Chicago. I'd never been to that show. I didn't see a lot of the city because, man, it was cold. Got to hang out with my buddy Bill Walco. Got to hang out with my buddy Ben Bishop. Got to see Sean Murphy, kind of an acquaintance of mine. I wouldn't consider him a close personal friend because we don't hang out that often, but we have hung out before. And it was good to see him briefly. And yeah, I had fun at that show, but who would have known that would be the first and last show I mean, it's not looking like there's any other conventions that I'm going to be able to do just because of everything that's going on. You know, hoping I'm able to kind of, ramp up next year. But I was thinking, like, just spend this summer doing everything you can to just make awesome stuff. And I kept thinking, like, well, maybe things will change, maybe things will change. But they're talking about, bringing kids back for school, and teachers are like, really? School in the fall? I mean, that seems. I was thinking when I was talking with my sister, 'cause she's a school teacher, my cousin, she's a school teacher, my mom, she's just retired as a school teacher. I was thinking, like, oh, when does fall start? Like, I don't know, October, November? And they're like, August. I'm like, oh, God, that's right up. That's coming right up. I'm like, well, maybe things will be different by November. They're like, no, it's August. It's like 4 weeks. I'm like, oh, no, that's really soon. I couldn't imagine having to figure out how to do that. So my heart goes out to them. I don't know what they're going to do. But, I guess just kind of figure it out as you go. Everybody's trying to be smart. Yeah, Adam, I'm glad you like this. Thank you so much for backing, man. I really appreciate it. Cyst the Skin Grafter on Kickstarter right now. We've been 1 week. We're 1 week in, almost hit goal. I'm thrilled. All 52 backers have gone to cystcomic.com. We are real close to goal. So if you've already backed, hey, maybe think about changing your pledge to be a higher reward level. You could grab a commission. You could grab a piece of original art. If you do, that would put us over goal. So if anybody out there right now is watching this and they're like, oh man, I already backed Dylan's new book, Cyst the Skin Grafter. Super psyched to get it. But man, I really want him to hit goal tonight. What can I do? Well, you know what you could do is you could up your pledge if you want. If you're like, oh, I'd love to get a commission, why don't I just grab that commission level? There's a couple of those left. And I'd be like, yeah, do it. Grab a commission level, friend of mine, and I'll draw you something awesome, like an original character of mine or another character you choose. Or you might be like, wow, I love Dylan's work. I want him to support it, and I want him to hit goal. Why don't I grab one of the original pages from the story, like a cover? That'd be dope too. If somebody out there wants to grab one of the cover drawings I did, like the big face cover or the one of the other ones. I don't even know what the other covers are. I can't remember right now. But the skull background one. If somebody wants to grab that one, yeah. If somebody wants to grab one of those, then we'd be over goal, and that'd be cool. And if you're like, geez, I've already backed for the commission level, I wonder if I could add another thing. Sure, message me. If you have something you're already getting and you love it and you don't want to lose that one thing you've already pledged for, but you'd love to add something else, like something, I don't know, another drawing or a second commission or more books or a mask. Yeah, it's just a matter of adding funds to your pledge, and I'll hook you up. What I do is I just write it down, and then at the end of the campaign, I'm like, hey, you got a couple things, and then they're like, yeah, and I'm like, sweet. So I send you a bunch of stuff. I think anybody that knows me and knows my campaigns knows that I always try to produce a lot of stuff. So you're going to get a lot of stuff in your reward tier. I like to make sure that everybody gets a lot of things. I don't want anybody feeling like they didn't get enough awesome stuff. So definitely go to cystcomic.com and yeah, I'm trying to say hi. Say hi. Go to cystcomic.com right now. Help push us over goal. Currently holding strong at 52 backers. We're like 80% funded, but I have stretch goals I'd love to get to. I have more stuff I want to draw, and we first need to hit that primary goal, and then once we hit that, we can start cruising onto those stretch goals. And then once we crush those stretch goals, and we do more awesome things and then more new awesome things, and just keep rolling. That's all we can do, is just keep going. So yeah, I love making comics. I appreciate everybody that supported my work. And it's not lost on me that there are a lot of things you could be doing instead of enjoying what I'm creating. And so thank you to everybody that likes what I make. It means the world to me, and really that's what this is about for me. Is I love filling my day with stuff I'm making, and so that's what I do. I just try to find people that like what I'm making and want to support it, and then just keep making awesome stuff for people. And then I do a Facebook Live or a YouTube video showing everyone my drawing. And then I rinse and repeat. That is the goal. Yeah, and I have some acquaintances that are pros. You know, I consider myself to be an indie creator. Proudly so. I love being self-employed. I love being an entrepreneur, I guess is what you'd say. I love, being able to directly deal with readers. I would hate to give up any of that connection. I talk to some, people that are in the industry, acquaintances, professionals, and it's odd. It seems like an odd sort of situation for, I want the comic book market, comic book retailers, the comic book industry to be really strong. I want it to be able to be around for a long time, and I think that this supporting creators and supporting artists and finding new voices and finding new talent and retaining old voices and keeping old talent. I don't think you need to throw out established veterans. I think that there's a lot of artists and writers out there that their work is just so good that they are going to be, they've been in it for a long time and they'll be in it for a long time, as long as comic books continue to still be a thing. And if there's anything I can do about it, I want to keep making sure that these are still a thing. It means too much to me to, see it go away. It's too important to me. I think a lot of people feel like that, I hope a lot of people feel like that. I hope a lot of people feel like that. I don't want this to be the Pogs, or what are some other things? Some other things that came and went. Comic book cards. Remember comic book cards? Comic book cards were real big in the 90s. You would buy a pack of comic book cards, and they would have like a hologram in them, like a chase card, they call it, or whatever. So you'd try to get these holograms, and then you could like sell them or something. I think it's before eBay. So people just go into like stores, and they'd be under a glass case, like a little hard sleeve. I have a box of those. I'm like, oh, these were a thing a long time ago that people really looked for. Comic book cards were hot. And I don't know if they are anymore. I don't even know if people do them anymore. I know that they have like sketch cards, but are Tops and Upper Deck, Fleer, are those still a thing? So my point is, I think comic books are different, and I think that they're enduring, and I think that they will endure. I just need more people to love and appreciate them. So, go to assistcomic.com and help me bring my comic book to life, because we need everybody to go and back it right now, because we're real close to goal, but I want to get to 100 backers. I'm halfway to 100 backers. And man, wouldn't it feel good to get to 100 backers. I'm doing everything I can. Doing live videos, doing interviews, doing posts and updates and showing art, doing little teasers. So I am trying to make sure that everybody knows about this campaign, because before you know it, it'll be over There's a finite amount of time on the clock. And I don't want anyone to miss out, because what happens is people are like, oh yeah, I meant to get on that. And I'm like, oh, you missed it? And they're like, yeah. When does it end? I'm like, it already did. And they're like, oh. So definitely jump on it now if you want to get in. Now's the time. So yeah, I ordered some new pens off Amazon. Kind of psyched about those. Do I need brush pens? I saw Dave Finch using one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Gotta get that. So even I am like, what kind of pen is that? That cliche question. What kind of pen is that? Sometimes it actually, I do want to know. That's why I try to always make sure I tell everyone. But I'm like, you know what? That's not a silly question. I asked that question too. Yeah, comic books. They're the best. I'm excited to see what's next, you know. I don't think anybody could have predicted where comics have gone, what they are, and I wonder what they will become. I'm excited to see it. I want to be part of it. I think this is what it is going to become. It's creator-owned indie books. Personally, I think that's where the energy and enthusiasm is. You have to have people that are passionate. Yeah, that's how you create quality work. That's how you create excited creators and excited readers. Is by having passionate, independent, creative network. I've talked about it before, where it's like there's no farm team. You know, like there's no place to learn and grow and improve. It used to be they'd say, well, you know, you're not great, but you have a lot of potential. Like early Michael Turner stuff, like before Top Cow. Sylvester was like, you can't draw. If you see Michael Turner's early stuff, you're like, ooh. You could have never guessed what he would turn into. You know, how powerfully popular he became. But he was able to get into a studio and his work his craft, and you know, prove that he could produce. And unfortunately, that is not a thing anymore. There's no studio farm team. So the way you do it is Kickstarter, crowdfunding. That's where you prove you can produce, prove you can create, build an audience, and tell your stories and draw your characters. And that means you need to kind of be able to do a lot of the different aspects that normally a traditional publisher would, like marketing and sales and fulfillment and print production and all these sort of logistical things that previously, historically, publishers would saddle the burden, and now it's been passed on to the creators. But I think as an entrepreneur, you kind of embrace that. You know, it's like, yeah, I like to know about all the parts and pieces of it, because then I can do all the parts and pieces of it. I don't want to give away that knowledge. It's like, yeah, I like learning how to set up files for print. That's why I was in publishing for so many years. It's like, yeah, I like dealing with print reps and I'm interested in how shipping kind of works. What's the best packaging for the shipping, and how to streamline that process so it's not so labor intensive. Using things like ShipStation and setting up a mailroom. I have a mailroom / laundry room in my house, so you can have everything laid out and just kind of assembly line the stuff into a box. Now, the downside of being a self-made entrepreneur like that is it cuts into your learning how to draw time, right? You're practicing, you're studying, all those things that are incredibly important for growth and for evolution as a creative person. All those other portions cut into that, and all those other responsibilities cut into that. But if you love it, you can find the time. There's any of that time you're sitting on the couch watching Bob's Burgers, which is what I always do. Break out that iPad. Just start, sketching in Procreate, which is exactly what I do. I figure out this is time I could be working, and so I'm practicing inking today, and I'll do it more later. And then I'm practicing penciling over blue lines, which I'll show you. So doing some practice pencils over blue lines. Just me. You see here the blues. I printed them out real dark, which is a little too dark, but just fun to practice. Sample pages, because that's the way you learn and that's the way you get better. Just be like, hey, and then you show it to people and you're like, what do you think of this? And they go, well, try that, try this, try that. I'm like, okie dokie. And that's what I do. Like, hey, what do you think of this? And people that are kind enough to give you feedback, especially if it's got some good points and some good criticisms, I'm always open to it. I'm not one of those, especially people whose opinion you respect. It's like, I think what unfortunately happens a lot currently is that you get everybody's opinion, right? That's kind of the internet. It's like, this is what I thought of that movie. It's like, really? Have you ever made a movie? It's like, oh no, but my opinion about movies is really good. It's like, yeah, I don't care what your opinion about movies is unless you've actually made a movie. So make a movie and then you can tell me, learn how hard it is, and then feel free to tell me how these other movies are no good. And so definitely when I'm showing my work to people whose opinions I respect, it's because they've produced quality stuff that I'm like, yeah, I don't know how you're able to do that. It's like, that's incredible. I love it. What do you see that I could do differently? And if they're kind enough to take the time, be like, this is good, this is dumb, this is good, and be like, yep, totally, cool. Yep, completely agree. So I think if anything, there's, obviously with going to art schools and doing critiques and having reviews and critiquing other people, it's art. It's subjective. Some people like some things, some people like other things. But you kind of have to put it all in the blender and try to make something that's your own thing. And that's definitely what I try to do when I'm creating. So it's like, all right, I like how this looks. I hope other people dig this because I think this is cool. And if other people are like, not my thing, like, that's art. It's totally subjective. Thank you to all 52 backers that like what I'm doing at sistcomic.com. So close to goal. Why don't we just go hit goal right now? Somebody jump in there, grab a commission or an original art level. I think a commission would put us over. Somebody grab a commission and put us over goal right now. Do it. Do it. Do it. And that'd be rad. That'd be great. and I'm just gonna keep inking away at this. Hey, thanks so much, Drake. Go to let me post the link. Go to sistcomic.com right now, and you can get drawings like this. I have a bunch of art on there available. There's commission levels. If there's a character you want me to draw, choose a commission level. If you want an original drawing from this series, choose that, or just choose a book if that's what floats your boat. And yeah, we're real close to hitting goal. Thank you so much for saying you like my work. I really appreciate it, man. Drake is a cool name. I like that name. Drake. Sounds like a super villain. Drake. It's like who foiled our plans? It was Drake. Tim Drake. That's what I'm thinking of. Tim Drake. One of the best Robins. I think Tim Drake was the best Robin. I'm a Tim Drake fan. I know he doesn't get the acclaim that he deserved. But growing up, when I was a young man, Dick was already Nightwing in the Titans. And Jason Todd was, I don't know how long Jason Todd lasted for, but I don't remember it. I remember being like, oh, who is this? Who's dead? And so Tim Drake, the third Robin, was my Robin. I grew up with Tim Drake as Robin. And I like Damian quite a bit. I was definitely on board when they brought in Damian. I had no idea when they were doing a Talia al Ghul, Bruce Wayne's kid storyline with Andy Kubert, Adam Kubert. I had no idea that was going to be Robin. I was like, really? That bratty kid, they're going to make that into Robin? It all makes sense now. At the time, I did not see it coming. It surprised me. For sure. Alright, so this is what this looks like. It's getting there. Slowly but surely. Yeah, go to sistcomic.com. Help us hit goal. We are currently holding strong at 52 wonderful backers. But yeah, definitely jump on that. Jump on the campaign. It's I'm super psyched to show this character to everyone and show this new book to everyone. And I think I'll be able to reveal a little bit more about it real soon. So once we start hitting the goal, I'm just going to start showing everybody everything, right? It's like, why wait? Let's just start doing it. No time like the present, in my opinion. So then I go into a little color pencil action. Just kind of show off some of this stuff. Pull this out a little bit. So yeah, what's everybody up to tonight? Tim Drake. I don't know. The thing about Tim Drake is I don't even know if he's in the books anymore. He was Red Robin for a while, and then Rebirth happened, and I'm like, huh? And then was he on the Titans for like a hot minute? And then he's not anything anymore, right? And I always remember him from Identity Crisis. Be like, oh yeah, like that was crazy. And so I think what they should do, if they wanted me to do a Tim Drake story, yeah, why wouldn't you have him have his own title, right? And think of all the places you could go with it. If Jason Todd is Red Hood, and Dick is Nightwing, why don't you make that other? Why don't you make Tim Drake into something? I don't know if it's Red Robin or whatever it is. That didn't really seem to hit very hard, but make him into something and have him have his own narrative. What a great character to just kind of have not being used. So yeah, DC, if you want me to work on Tim Drake, I would do a... What would I do? Let's spitball this Tim Drake story. Let's say he's... Oh, you know who he was for a while? Just for a brief, hot second, he was Batman Beyond. Remember that? Terry McGinnis? They had Tim Drake travel through time. This is interesting. Follow along, people. Tim Drake traveled through time in Rebirth, or pre-Rebirth. And Bernard Chang was the artist, and it was a phenomenal run. And Tim Drake was Robin in the future. I mean, Tim Drake was Batman Beyond in the future, and he worked with Terry McGinnis's brother, and there's a great dynamic with them. Terry McGinnis's brother became Robin, and then Terry McGinnis came back, and they're like, "All right, see you later, Tim Drake, so long," and it's like, and he just disappeared, and you're like, "Huh? What? Huh?" So that was... I loved that Batman Beyond run with Bernard Chang. I thought it was great. And then who was the other person that jumped in there? Norm Brayfogle did some stuff with that, I think. That was crazy good. It was a cool run. I don't know if people have seeked that run out. I wish they would make that into an omnibus, because that's a great run. I can't think of who the writer is, but phenomenal storytelling. So if Tim Drake, let's say he's back from being Batman Beyond in the future, right? He's returned from the future, and was there like a Super Sons crossover that he did something with? Or maybe I'm misremembering. Can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, they're not doing anything with Tim Drake right now, I don't think. Well, they're not doing a lot with anything right now because of what's going on in the world. But, so Tim Drake comes back from the future. He had been Batman Beyond, or just Batman, in the Beyond future. So Beyond. So he would come back displaced. Oh, okay, how about this? How about if when he jumps back in time to what they think is current time, that he misses it somehow, right? So his time travel gets messed up, and he's jumping time. Okay, so then you'd have the opportunity to do like a where is he now? Like, oh, he's in this era and he's in that era and he's jumping through time and he's trying to get back to, it's the Back to the Future scenario, right? Like, oh man, I'm trapped in this era and I gotta get back to the something. So that would be my pitch to DC, as Tim Drake, time traveler. Tim Drake, time traveler. The title would be I don't know what the title would be. I'd have to think about it. Oh, Time Drake. It's a pun. It's a play on words. Play on Tim. Out of time. Out of Tim. Man out of time. I think Out of Time kind of sounds cool. Out of Time. Tim Drake lost. Jumping through different... And you could have him be like, oh, he was there at all these events, like when Batman got the big penny in the 60s, right? Tim Drake saw it happen. He was standing on the huge piano or whatever Batman was fighting classic Joker on. And you could have been there when Joker killed Jason Todd with a crowbar. He just wasn't able to get to him in time out of Tim. So yeah, Tim Drake would be like quantum leaping through all these events that occurred. Blackest Night, he could pop in at that. That'd be a great way to kind of jump back into all the old hits. It's kind of like a best of episode. If you ever watch any of those shows, you're like, oh, this Seinfeld episode it's a best of episode. Tim Drake, time traveler, hits all these awesome events. And we get to watch as he sees them. And maybe he wasn't there for some of them, so it's the first time he's seen them. But they're all kind of familiar to us, right? Especially like Batman fans. Be like, oh man, let's see, where's he gonna pop up this time? Where's he gonna quantum leap to this time? Where's he gonna Scott Bakula to this time? And then so yeah, that's my pitch. I'm sure that it would sell 1 million copies. And you could have each issue have a different artist too. You'd have them kind of maybe emulate, or not completely, but they could kind of hint at that style. Oh, Terra from the Titans, right? Maybe he bumps into Terra, Deathstroke's protege. Spoiler alert: Terra from Titans is double agent. Right, that'd be kind of cool to touch on that. You could have somebody that kind of draws like Perez, maybe, or have Perez do it. Bring back all the old hits, and that's kind of crazy, but I guess I got time travel on the brain because working on my stuff right now, there's time travel in it. I love time travel stuff. Just saw Back to the Future again. So good. Yeah, I'm just going to keep inking this. I hope everyone's having a great night. Go to systcomic.com. Currently holding strong at 52 backers. Thank you so much to all 52 backers. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I love drawing. I'm going to keep drawing. That's all I want to do. Just make awesome stuff. Keep making awesome stuff. I hope everyone's having a good night. It's warm here in sunny southern Maine. Definitely a hot one today. Had some thunderstorms roll through, but not too bad. What's it like wherever you are? Comment below what the temperature was today. Temperature here was 80, maybe 81. And yeah, I'm gonna draw this sea creature. So yeah, Cyst is about a sea creature risen from the deep, imprisoned in the depths. I love ocean stuff. I live near the ocean, and I love sea monster stories and sea creature stories. So I want to kind of create a monsterish kind of character that had some of those sea creature sort of characteristics. So that's what I did. Created this character to kind of be my sea creature character. real warm in here when I don't have the door open. I was doing an interview yesterday, which was a lot of fun. I was live drawing, and I'm like, oh, I'm so cooking in here. I didn't have the fans on. I'm like, oh. Too hot in the hot tub. I like doing the pencil at the end here, the colored pencil, to kind of add the tones and stuff, but it makes my hand tired. I'm not gonna lie. It's the most labor-intensive portion of the event. I should just spin the camera and just you can look at my face while I draw. Who would like that? Show of hands. Give me a heart or a thumbs up. You just want to see my expressions while creating. Probably not that interesting to look at while I'm drawing. Don't do any funny faces. So yeah, if you're jumping in, say hi. I'd love to hear from everyone. And I'm going to put on some rap music. Run the jewels. Run the jewels. Hand tired. I think we're kind of getting to it here. I'm kind of looking if there's anything else I want to do. $52 backers, systcomic.com. Thank you all so much for watching me draw. Appreciate it. And have a wonderful night. And systcomic.com, back share. Let's hit goal. All right, bye.